Hey guys, welcome back. Another video here for Banish the Doubt. Once again, in this avatar suit, as always, I identify as George McNamara. And I absolutely bow to who you truly are, your consciousness, operating in one of two different states. You are God consciousness, you are universal consciousness, you are source energy, you are universal energy. You are, like Tesla said, either your energy, your frequency, your vibration. That's who you are, your core. You are comprised of 7 and 28 zeros after it, quadrillion atoms. And within these atoms are some 50 to 60 trillion cells that make up your body. That is who you truly are. So an atom, this 7 quadrillion atoms, are comprised of 99.99999% nothing and 0.00001% matter. That's why I say you are light, you are source energy, you are your universal consciousness, you are consciousness, but you are operating based out off of an identity. And that identity is either a poverty mindset or identity of poverty or wealth. Cannot be both. And if you are operating in one and do not want to operate there any longer because you can see all around you is the manifestation of that thinking, that mindset, then that mindset, that identity, that self must die. It's like the Bible says, I die daily, meaning every single day I recognize, wait, that thought, that emotion, that emotional reaction is tied to the old self that I no longer want to be my identity. Identity is the only language that the universe understands. It does not understand right and wrong, good or bad, morals, whatever, values, any of that. None of that does not relate whatsoever to the universe. Okay? If I were to drop a safe out of a high-rise building, let's say 30 or 40 stories up, the universe, the law is it's going to drop back down to earth. It's going to pick up speed as it does, and it will crush whoever or whatever is at the bottom when it lands. At no time is it going to say, well, that person's a really nice person or their grandmother, whatever. Okay. So, but the rest, thinking that way is a conditioned thought. I'm not advocating for or saying anybody should be a mean person or should not care about other people. I'm not saying that. I'm just stating what is law. And the identity that you identify as, the identity who you are, manifests itself in the people you see, in the events that take place, in the circumstances that take place in your reality. Not reality, but your version of reality. See, like Dr. Joe Dispenza said, the ability, the percentage that we are actually seeing true reality at any moment, probably less than 1%. Less than 1%. What actual reality is that we observe every single day. 95%, or say 60 to 70,000 thoughts you're having today, you will have every day. 95% of them are based off of habitual thinking that you're not even aware of. You're unconscious. You just do the same thing. Again, it's not about right or wrong, good or bad. You just do the same thing every single day, over and 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 over. And I can prove it. I can prove it. Did you sleep on a certain side of the bed last night? Right? You sleep there every single night, right? Did you wake up and go to the bathroom and then take a shower? right? And when you took a shower, did you bathe yourself in the same sort of format, the same way you started your head and worked on down your body, or started at the bottom, worked your way up, whatever it may be? Did you have coffee? Was it in your favorite, usual same mug every day? Did you sit in the same chair in your kitchen, the same side of the table, take the same route to work, see the same people, talk about essentially the same thing? Have you ever used the phrase same shit, different day? Right? What I'm saying is we are caught up in like a hamster in a hamster wheel. And what we're saying is, oh, but I want a different life. I want more money. I want a better relationship. I want better circumstances. And that is a circle, and you're operating in a square opening, and you're trying to jam this circle into the square opening. It doesn't fit. It won't fit. So you're either going to identify as a wealth state, occupy a wealth state within the consciousness, or you're going to occupy a poverty mindset state within consciousness. And you do this unconsciously every single moment of every single day, because there is no such thing as tomorrow or yesterday. There's only this ever present now moment. And how you identify yourself in this ever present now moment what manifests itself, what you call your reality. So rather than being the programmed, which we all have been, exhibit A, guilty of this, programmed to try to change something outside of us, change those people, change the circumstances. Rather than that, we say, okay, well, if I'm upset about that, then it's reflecting something going on in me that is causing these emotions and these feelings to well up. Got it. So then I don't change anything out there. I look inward and say, okay, so what is it about me? What is coming up that I need to change about me that then changes what I see on the outside? Am I operating from a wealth consciousness or a poverty consciousness? Because there's never anything outside of us to change. It is only ever recognizing, where is my identity? Is it on wealth or is it on poverty? Because if I'm trying to change something out there, trying to change them, then I'm operating from a poverty consciousness. I'm saying that has to change in order for me to feel better. We have it all backwards, my friends. We have the wealth consciousness that everything is perfect, everything is exactly the way it should be with me, and then that reflects that. And then suddenly, pretty much suddenly, that doesn't register with us anymore. It is what it is. Okay. So what now, again, within a certain framework, what I'm talking about, if you were to walk by and some lady's getting mugged by a guy, you don't say, well, I don't feel, no, I mean, clearly, obviously, that's actually happened. The people actually are real. I'm talking about saying we need to change, that person needs to change. It's okay. Just want to keep it in context. Okay. So 5% of our waking day is conscious. That's where and I put here wealth because that's where our desires and wishes are, imagination. But 95% of our day is occupied or is taking place within the 95%, the subconscious, the poverty consciousness. Because the way we were raised, by those who raised us, by the environment we were raised within. Okay. Those before us. So we took on that identity. You took on the identity of either mom or dad. Now you'll know this. One of the ways you'll know this is, now I want you to think of a friend that you know. And I want you to think of their parents if you know them as well. Usually, if you're pretty good friends, you kind of know the parents. And you're going to tell me, oh, yeah, they're just like mom or dad, right? Now, 100% of the time, You see it, but guess who doesn't see it? Them. Because 95% of their day is occupied within this unconscious part of their brain, this subconscious part, the part that is um, hypnotic. Okay, the conscious brain gives the instructions to the subconscious. Subconscious says, "Okay, fine. Yes, that's whatever it is you're thinking of. We're just going to go ahead and do. We don't question it. We don't nothing. Just like the safe falling out of the being pushed out of a high-rise building. It doesn't question. It just falls to the earth. That's our subconscious mind. It just does whatever the instructions we give it. Okay. So one of the ways we then work on, if there is considered work, becoming aware of when we're operating from either the subconscious or the conscious, the poverty or the wealth state within consciousness. So this whole circle is consciousness. We occupy either this state or we occupy this state. We can't be in this state and try to get that state. We can't be in that state and try to, we can't do it. Okay? You can't be in one state and then try to add another state. You're one or the other. So when we're there, we then recognize, and I'm going to share something with you here. It says, the key is to catch yourself as soon as you realize you're thinking a poverty or negative thought and switch it to something you appreciate instead. The quickest way to get from here to here, from here to here, is gratitude, is thinking from this state. You're operating, your identity is this state. This becomes this. And the way we switch it around is by being aware of every time a negative thought comes up, an emotional reaction to anything comes up. And we say, okay, that's still, I'm going to decouple that thinking from that poverty mindset chain. And the more times I can decouple these links and then couple them together here, well, the stronger this, right, is going to be, the stronger that chain is going to be. I'm going to add more links to this chain and take them away from this chain, decouple. And the term is refractory, the refractory period. So the key is to catch yourself as soon as you realize. So the sooner you realize, the shorter that duration here in the middle, this refractory period, the shorter that time between the emotional reaction, the thought, the belief, whatever, and catching yourself saying, oh, wait, that's this. I'm gonna decouple that. I'm gonna put it here. The shorter that is, the quicker we get here from here. And we do not, never look outside for evidence. The more we do this, take the links from here and put it here, the more we recognize this and put it and get rid of it and I die daily. What happens though is the universe starts to orient, it starts to reorganize. Okay. And then synchronicities, symbols start to show up to confirm that you are living more here and less here. See, we've been conditioned to think, I'm here, I have to look for evidence here for this. I have to look outside for symbols, for synchronicities. I have to look for things to confirm that I'm here. No, by looking only confirms that we're still here. So we're going to just catch ourselves as many times as possible. And as we do, then synchronicities and symbols will start to appear. And as they do, that's going to be confirmation. We're not looking for them, but they still are going to appear. And when we do this, it's aha. That's the aha moment. Got it. It's the universe's way of saying, keep going. We are organizing. We're organizing, and we're sending you signs. We're sending you symbols to confirm that we hear you. We're organized. We're reorganizing your reality for you to then recognize you're living in this wealth mindset, and whatever that may become, that whatever evidence that may be, healthier relationship, healthier body, more money, opportunities, circumstances. You start seeing things. You don't look for them; they just appear. You just look and like, oh wait, there's a sign. I wasn't looking for it. Key distinction. It just appeared. That, and when you get that, that's when you know. So to recap, you cannot live in this state within consciousness and expect to add this. You are either here or here. One of these has to die. I die daily. Okay? And we never look outside of ourselves for anything. We never look to change anyone or anything. We look, everything's always inside first. We change here, and then it's reflected out there. The change in here is reflected out there. That's why the Hermetic said, as within, so without. And the only language the universe understands is identity. Whom do you say I am? Okay, so who are you choosing to be? Who are you deciding to be in each and every moment? Because there is no such thing as anything other than this now moment. You are source energy. You are universal consciousness. You are consciousness. What state within that consciousness are you choosing? That is, my friend, the key. Have a great day.